So tell us a little bit about why you're focusing on the kids and not the women who are, or the men who are victims of domestic violence.
Well, I was, of course, like I said, I was in this position before as far as kids go, so we just want to let them know that I know it's hard sometimes, and I've been there. So when you don't have nobody to basically talk to, or you know, I didn't get to go to a camp like this. Nobody encouraged me to keep going with myself, even though we were having problems at home. So that's just something we want to bring attention to as far as the kids, and let them know that they're still special. We can let them see, you know, life after that, and they can let them see that you can become something, even though you went through some bad times at home and you're going through something right now.
You mentioned before that you were a victim of this because you were a child when you witnessed domestic violence going on in your household. How did that affect you? How does that affect you today?
Well, then it affected me, you know, a lot, just because I didn't want to see my mother. Seeing my mother cry was probably the hardest thing ever. So, you know, today I understand from that aspect, looking at another kid and their mother being in that same situation. But now I'm making my point to make sure my mother's taken care of, make sure she's all right. So we want to set that example so they can do the same things for their mother.
And how do you think by you participating in the Ina May Foundation, you're leaving a positive legacy?
Well, I think that eventually we can go nationwide and you know, implement some things and get some different people and athletes involved and celebrities or whatever you call them. Just you know, different people that help us out. I think it'll spread and you know, have a positive impact on anybody that'll open their ears and listen.
Okay, and what do you hope the children take back from the camp today?
That life it's not over. That you can still become something with yourself and do something with yourself and still have a successful life and be happy and still, you know, be safe at the same time. And this is just something that, you know, we want to show them. Looking at us, we're all right. You know, our family members are all right, our friends are all right. We went through hard times, but we can get past it and everything we do.
Why are you here at the Ina May Foundation basketball camp today?
I'm here at the Ina May basketball camp today because I was invited by Ms. Greene, and I heard about the program that's going to help young kids growing up in shelters to experience a great part of life. And we're going to use basketball as a means to explore fun times, interact with law enforcement officers. Basically, I'm here to help the children. I love it when their eyes light up and their hearts are big and bright and smile. I love the hugs, so it's just a great opportunity to get out there with the kids and show them there's a lot of positive things out there for themselves.
Why was being here at this basketball camp important to you today?
This is one of the most important things for me to be. I had some other things scheduled, but I had to realign those because this right here is top priority. Because the children are our future, and I wanted to be here today to help them and see what we can do to help make an impact on their lives for our society today.
Why is this issue important to you, this issue of stopping domestic violence in our nation?
Well, one, I mean, I think a lot of times it's generational. It's a generational curse. If you see it growing up, then you know the cycle's normally repeated. So one of the things that I want to do is help make sure that people are aware that this actually goes on and how it affects kids, and that if we can stop it at this generation, then it can change and you know, to stop from generation to generation. So it has to stop somewhere.
Okay. And you mentioned before your passion for kids. So why the kids? Some people may say, well, it's women and men that we should focus on with domestic violence. Why are we focusing on the kids today?
Well, because the kids are innocent. They didn't ask to be here. You know, all they know is what they see. And if they can see positive role models and men here and treating women with respect, or women treating men with respect, and it will let them know that that's how things should be, and that you know that no man should ever put his hand on a woman, and vice versa.
Okay, and why do you think this nation needs public awareness for this issue of domestic violence?
Because I mean, I personally believe a lot of times it's swept under the rug. You know, if a man is abusing a woman, she may not feel comfortable letting people know because she's embarrassed or she's ashamed, and it goes on again. And I just think that it just should be out to the public to let people know that this goes on a lot more than it should go on. And if that there can be stricter laws for, you know, stricter punishment for those that participate in it, then I'm all for it.
Why did you give up your Saturday morning to come out to this basketball camp here today?
I brought my best friend's daughters out here to come to the Animated Greene Foundation basketball camp because I wanted them to have an opportunity to play basketball on a Saturday morning and get spring break, get good quality basketball in, and get to be around kids that are maybe less fortunate, and so they can just get to be around all kids and give back to themselves.
Okay, and since this is a domestic violence foundation, why are we focusing on the kids today? Why not the men and women who are victims of domestic violence?
Well, I think the kids are definitely directly affected by domestic violence, and I think that kids need to know that there's people fighting for them, there's people there for them, and they have a source to go to if they need.
Okay. And why do you think domestic violence is such a national problem our nation just can't seem to get rid of?
I think a lot of the problems with domestic violence is maybe the awareness of domestic violence. I don't think as a country we're aware of how many families are affected by domestic violence, and I think the more awareness we bring to this cause, the more we will be aware and the more people will do things to help this